everyone, and welcome to another Bharat Army podcast. I'm your host, Isha, and I'm bringing you an IPL special today. Another sensational week. We've seen super overs, we've seen records broken, we've seen young, impressive talent making a name for themselves. So we have 8 Bharat Army members on the panel today. And, we're all just going to give a review for each team. So let me introduce you to everybody. So first up, we have Amanda to talk about RCB. How's it going, Amanda?
Hi, I'm doing great. How are you?
Yeah, I'm brilliant. I'm just so excited because we have so much to talk about.
Yeah, we do.
We do, right? This is going to be fun. So Anmol is representing Kings 11 Punjab. How are you, Anmol?
Hello, I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. You don't sound that excited. You've had a decent week, no? Right, next up we have Neha, and she'll be covering her beloved CSK. How's it going,
Hey,
Neha?
Isha. Just having few bad days at the office, but CSK will bounce back. So Kane Williamson is getting angry. Jaddu is dropping catches. RCB is at the top of the table. Chennai is at the bottom of the table. Basically, it's 2020. Anything can happen.
That is the spirit. You're very optimistic. I like it. It's good. And the way you summarized it, maybe we don't need to continue with the episode. You've done it quite well. So next up, we have Ahan, and he's going to be talking about Delhi Capitals. Ahan, how are you?
All good. It's going really well. Top of the table and everything.
Exactly. I think you have bragging rights today, and we can't deny being top of the table, it must feel good.
Great.
And we also have IBG, who is representing Kolkata Knight Riders. And as you can see, that spanky new shirt that he's wearing. How's it going, IBG?
On the verge of getting into the top of the table, but still catch up and...
Yeah, nearly there. You're being cautiously confident that you're nearly at the top of the table, right? That's the best way to be. So next up, we have Sanchit, who is representing Rajasthan Royals. How are you feeling, Sanchit?
It's been a mixed week. We started off well with that win against Punjab, and then how we ended in the last 2 games. So still hopeful that we could turn it around in the next coming days.
Well, I hope for your sake that you can. And it's very early in the season. You never really know what's going to happen. Sid, how's it going? Mumbai Indians, hey? What a week.
As of now, quite nervous because the match is going on and I'm too excited to see what Mumbai Indians do today. I hope that they win this one because, if we win this one, we are going on top of the table, and that is what is going in my mind right now. Like we want to win this game anyhow.
Exactly. I did see you glancing up. So if you drift off and you get a bit hysterical, then we all know why. We're currently filming this while the match is on, so it's not ideal. But hey ho, we move on. Dipti, last but not least, Sunrisers Hyderabad. How are you feeling?
This week has been the best week for a Sunrisers fan. 2 back-to-back all-round performances from almost it's like the actual vintage SRH team. And the only unfortunate thing was Bhuvi's injury. But then the match is going on well. I'm following that as well. We have a 3rd wicket here.
Nice. Well, you can give us live updates while we're doing the podcast then. Perhaps you can just report for us and give us little match reports.
Yeah.
So we have loads of details to get through. So let's jump straight into all the juicy stuff. Amanda, I'm going to come to you first. Now, RCB, how does it feel to be joint top of the table? Kohli finally scoring runs? What kind of RCB team is this?
Okay, Kohli scoring runs. I mean, finally, I was sick of all the trolls in between. I couldn't handle the amount of, oh my God, Kohli's not doing well. Kohli's not doing well. I was relieved when he scored that half century the last match. And so, and obviously being on top of the table is completely different. And it feels so great. I mean, literally the tables have turned. When you look at IPL, it's bottom to top. I mean, feels amazing. It feels different.
I'm sure. Unfortunately, you're not really used to that feeling as an RCB fan, are you?
No, not really. No.
Well, hopefully you can get used to it. And, maybe your fortunes will change this season. I would say my match of the week was definitely the Mumbai Indians RCB game where it went to the super over. Like, I think no matter what team you support, that game just made it for me. I was watching, I was like, this is what I was waiting for when the IPL was suspended. Oh my God. And like you said, Kohli, he played a part in that, you know, he found the boundary and you ended up winning. How did you feel after that game?
Oh my God. Mumbai Indians, that one particular match, we scored we did really well. And, you know, it was great to see that, you know, even after Kohli didn't put up his best performance during the first inning, the rest of the team came up and they, you know, ended up scoring a 200, which was great. And so I felt really good about that. And then when Mumbai started, they started off a bit slow. And then I was pretty pumped at the time, but then I realized Pollard's still there. So when Pollard and I've been for matches where Pollard's literally knocked everything out of the park and won the games for Mumbai. And yeah, so when Pollard came, I had nothing to say. I just sat and prayed. I sat and prayed the entire time while Pollard and Ishan were batting. And it was great. It was honestly great. When we reached that super over, I literally started feeling a bit faint and dizzy and I couldn't sit and watch the match. It was so hard for me to watch the rest of that super over. And what a match, honestly. That's
like I said, even as like I don't even support RCB or Mumbai Indians, but even my heart was in my mouth because I just didn't know what to expect. I guess the comeback that Mumbai Indians had in their innings, it was just such a roller coaster. And then to get to the super over, you didn't know how it was going to pan out. But I am happy for you. You know, you guys deserve this. It has been a while since you've had something to brag about. So I'm happy for you with that.
We did, and it was against the defending champions, which made it 100 times better.
Yeah, that's a good feeling for you guys. So, Ahan, I'm going to come to you next and we're going to talk about Delhi Capitals, top of the league. The question is, are you confident that you guys can stay there?
Yeah, we're winning this season, I'm telling you. Our team this season is very strong, and someone on this podcast has challenged me that if Delhi doesn't win this season, I have to make a 15-minute video. So I'm just telling him right now that when Delhi wins the season, he's making that video for me. Because our team this year is extremely strong. We've got all bases covered, I think. And the good thing is different people are stepping up in different games. Shreyas Iyer and Pant were not doing well to start with. Shaw won us a couple of games. Then Rabada, our bowling stepped up. And then yesterday, Shreyas Iyer played a massive innings. Pant played well. And Norke, even though our best bowler had an off night in Rabada, Norke stood up. When it looked like KKR could steal it from us at the end, he stood up. He took Morgan's wicket and won us the game. So it's great to see different people standing up. And yeah, we will stay on top. Don't worry. We play RCB next.
Wow, you didn't even hesitate. I was like, can you stay top of the table? You were like, yes. Yes, we can. And
I've answered this question to enough people. I've had to defend this team for 12 years. I've learned how to do it when they're playing badly. Now I have to do it when they're doing well.
well, yeah, that's a good time to defend the team, right? And the person who challenged you to make the video, is that Sid? Because I saw Sid's face when you said
Yes, I believe that Delhi still has to play a match with Mumbai Indians, and we are going to win that match.
Okay.
These Mumbai fans are too confident about their team.
Let Mumbai Indians first, then we'll see what happens when they face Rohit Sharma and Jasprit Bumrah.
Okay.
What Delhi does then.
That will be a key fixture to look out for, the two metropolitan cities taking on each other. You guys, I think we should dedicate an episode just to you guys for that fixture, for a full review. And we should have some punishments or little things to do if you guys like win or lose throughout the season. That could be quite fun.
But obvious.
Yeah. So, Ahan, I just want to ask you, Shikhar Dhawan, is his form a worry for you at all?
No, I think Shikhar Dhawan always takes a couple of games to get into the groove of things. And it's good that he's taking time. And actually, I mean, he took time. In his first game, he was very off. Then he played well against Chennai, got a 40. And then again in the third game, he couldn't really pick SRAs, but all our batsmen were quite bad that day. They didn't cover themselves in any glory. The shot selection was completely off. Like, it was not a good match to watch as a Delhi fan. But then yesterday, he scored 26 of 13, which is a pretty good start. So he's getting his form back. And the good thing is we're winning games without him. And when he starts scoring runs, then, I mean, God save the other team.
So it's just a bonus then. And you think he's just warming up and there's a lot more to come for him then, I guess?
Yeah, for sure. I think our batting this year, that we've got a number of different options. And therefore, even though he's not playing well, Shaw's played a couple of good innings and he's carried the opening partnership. And that's the good thing for Shikhar, because I've heard a lot of people say we should play Rahane. I'm not sure we should be playing Rahane initially, because the thing is Shaw gives us really quick starts and fast starts, which allows Shikhar Dhawan to ease into the game. But if Rahane is playing, then Shikhar is going to have to play the aggressive role, because Rahane is not a very aggressive player. And I feel like Shikhar and Shaw work better than Shikhar and Rahane. So Shaw is really helping Shikhar right now.
Okay. Now, you're quite confident that you can stay top of the table, but who do you think your main challengers are? Who do you think is going to be chasing right up behind you?
I mean, I hate to admit this.
There's Sid. He's like...
I hate to admit it because he's on this call, but it is Mumbai. They've got a really strong team. They've got most of their bases covered. And I think an outside shot this year, I think RCB look a really good team. And when I was talking to my friends before the IPL, I told them it's going to be an RCB Delhi final. So I really want to see that happen.
Oh, really? Was that your prediction at the start of the season?
Yeah. I told them it's going to be RCB Delhi, and if not RCB, then Punjab, because I think it's going to be a new winner this year.
Oh. These two, in fact, my predictions were exactly the same, either RCB and Delhi or RCB and Punjab.
Okay, so the year of the underdogs, perhaps, will be interesting.
It's 2020. This is the only year we're going to win.
Anything can happen. Anything can happen. Neha's laughing like, no. So it seems right to come next to you, Sid, about Mumbai Indians. Now, Kyron Pollard, we mentioned, the innings he had with Ishan Kishan in that super over game. Do you want Kyron Pollard to bat perhaps a little higher, considering his form?
But obvious, he should back up the order. But the question is where. The thing is, you can't play Suryakumar Yadav on 4 down or 5 down. So he's a waste over there. Basically, he won't be getting much balls over there. So Kyron Pollard, I think so, if he's in form, 1 down is perfect for him. 1 down or 2 down max, because we also have Ishan Kishan in form as of now. So yes, if Kyron Pollard is playing up the order, so I believe that we are scoring much more runs. As of now, in this match, Kyron Pollard hasn't came yet. Today's match. So I believe that on a shorter ground like Sharjah, if he is coming up the order, yes, we would be scoring much more runs. So yes, I'm totally in for that.
Okay.
I just want to say you just lost a wicket, bro said, so he has come out to bat now.
Yes.
Oh. Yeah, because what you said about Sharjah, oh my God, the amount of 6s and 4s generated at that ground was incredible.
If Mumbai Indians is not scoring 200 here, they have the bowling attack that they can defend so many runs. So it can be 180, 190. Mumbai Indians have that attack that they can defend those runs. So I'm very much comfortable even if they're not scoring 200. I'm very much comfortable because the form that Bairstow is currently, he's on and off. Either he's scoring or he's going a flop. So we have a chance to, just tinker in the middle order and then, then exploit them. So I believe that yes, if Mumbai Indians are even scoring 200 or 190, we still are in the game because each and every bowler is in superb red hot form. You call about Bumrah, Pattinson, Trent Bolt, Rahul Chahar, everyone is in form. So yes, I believe that we are in the game as of now.
Okay, well, speaking of people who are in top form, what about people that are struggling? I have to talk about Quinton de Kock. Are you concerned? No, to be fair, I don't have a TV near me, so I'm not. You're gonna have to update me.
So basically, after so many flops, he has scored a half century today. So yes, I'm expecting that he is back in form. And once he is back in form, we don't want anyone, in place of him. So that was a very big relief as a Mumbai Indians fans that that Quinton de Kock is playing now. So yes, that was a very big relief. And yeah, I think so that he is the only point. The only point which was troubling me is Quinton de Kock, and today he has performed. Rest you see, there is nothing that Mumbai Indians is not doing. Every ground is covered. You talk about the bowling, batting, fielding, everything is covered. So yes, Quinton de Kock, and today he has performed.
Okay, so you're a happy Mumbai Indians fan. You've got all the boxes ticked today.
As of now, yes, everything is checked.
Can I ask Sid a question?
Go for it.
Because he said that all his bowlers are in form and everyone is in form, but you're still 2 wins and 2 losses. So if you're losing games when everyone is in form,
basically
then...
we have lost one game in a super over, and that was, that could have been anyone's game.
It could have gone both ways. Let's be honest.
But if you see, we had chased those runs against. If you believe that we have chased those runs, so chasing those runs, and with Ishan Kishan coming in form, that was a very big plus for us because he was replacing someone and he almost scored a century. So if you talk about the positives, yes, we had all positives against RCB. And if you talk about the loss against Chennai Super Kings, the thing is, what are they doing after that win? Are they doing anything? I'm very sorry to say, I'm a Dhoni fan also, but they are not doing anything great. So that victory against us is not making any sense to them. As of now, it's not making any sense to them.
You think it was a fluke?
Yes, I would call it as a fluke because the thing is, that's a jinx that Mumbai Indians would always would always lose the first game. So we had to let it go because we want to win the series and not just a game. So yes, it's okay if we are just losing the starting game, but winning the series at the end. So
it's a marathon, not a sprint. Hey, Sid?
But always.
Right. Well, he's mentioned CSK. Neha, I have to come to you next. You've already admitted, you've held your hands up. It's not the best of starts for CSK, I guess my main question is, should Watson be dropped? Yes or no?
I think there's no denying that this has not been the best year for Chennai so far. One of the most successful teams in the IPL is struggling to get to a winning formula, and no wonder why everybody is questioning CSK because they're expected to be the best given the history. Coming back to your question regarding dropping Shane Watson, I think we need to take that hard decision. I think he needs to kind of rest it out, take some time, understand his innings, re-strategize, and maybe come back at the business end of the tournament. But I think he really should be taking a break right now. We have Jagdishan who can probably open with Faf. Faf has been in great form. And instead of Shane Watson, I strongly believe that we should have Imran Tahir in the team. He's been warming up the bench. He's been a purple cap holder in the past innings. And I see no reason why he shouldn't be in the playing 11. So, probably Shane should take some time off, kind of re-strategize and come back at the business end of the tournament.
And how do you feel about bringing in Mitchell Santner? Do you think the time is right? You've mentioned Imran Tahir.
I think we've tinkered too much with the team combination in the initial 3 to 4 games. And I think going by the momentum, for us, a win is really important to boost that confidence up. And under these scenarios, I probably wouldn't want Michelle Santner to come in and kind of again tinker with the team's combination. What we need right now is that one win to kind of gain the momentum, the tempo and the confidence back. So bringing him right now would be really a bad idea, especially when we are struggling to have like a consistent 11 team members. So maybe we can leave it for the later one of the games, but not at the moment for sure.
You don't want to mix it up too much and dismantle the whole team. You want to test it slowly and get a winning formula, right?
Exactly, because, nothing seems to be working for us. So I think we've only chased so far in this tournament. All the 4 matches we've bowled first and we've chased, and only we've been able to do it only in the first match against Mumbai Indians. So it will also be interesting to see what happens when we bat first. We have not got a chance to bat first. First 3 tosses we won. Dhoni chose to bowl first. The last match we lost the toss, but again SRH chose to bowl first. So it will be really interesting to see what happens when we come out to bat first, because I think they're not using the power play very well. It has been CSK's strategy to preserve the wickets and then go deep into the innings. I think this ploy is clearly backfiring. The strategy is not working. We need to go aggressive in this initial overs so that there is little for the players who are coming in the end, in the death bowlers to do. I think we are leaving every chase to the end overs, which shouldn't happen ideally because we are not getting a good partnership. I have been saying this, we are struggling to have a good partnership. Last game, yes, we did have a good partnership with Dhoni and Jadeja, but that came at the right end. We need a crackling and devastating and explosive partnership right at the start of the innings, which is not happening clearly.
Okay. And how would you feel about MS Dhoni taking more responsibility and batting higher up?
I still think Dhoni at number 5 should be okay. Probably what I think is Faf and Jagdishan could open. We could probably have Sam Curran coming at number 3, who can kind of inject that momentum that we miss at number 3 currently. Raidu up for Raidu. Unfortunately, last match, he didn't give us much, but he had played really well against Mumbai Indians. And then Dhoni kind of coming and pacing the innings and playing his normal shots. So I think Dhoni at number 5 still looks okay for me. He shouldn't go more down the order or promote himself up the order. I rather believe that Sam Curran should come at number 3 and kind of accelerate the innings right there.
Well, Neha, it's a shame you're not on the coaching team because you certainly know what you're talking about. And maybe if they could hear this.
I just looking at the scenarios, right? We've, as I said, tinkered too much with the combination and nothing seems to be working. So we need to come up with a proper foolproof 11 team of players who can give us that winning streak. We need that winning 11 right now because nothing else seems to be working for us.
Okay, well, at least it's early days, you know, and like I said earlier, it is a marathon, not a sprint. So stranger things have happened at the start of a season. You just don't know how, you know, it's going to pan out. So, Anmol, I'm going to come to you next and we're going to talk about Kings 11 Punjab. So,
Isha, have something to say. So, as you said, it's very easy for me to sit and say, oh, he should do that, he should do that. I know that we have the best cricketing brains with us. He knows what he is doing and I'm sure we'll bounce back. So here is a very small message to the CSK team if I could give. It'll take few minutes, all right?
Oh my God, no, go for it.
I'll go for it. So the losing streak of CSK continues. Captain, we fans have immense faith in you. In no time, we will bounce back because the comebacks are always stronger than the setbacks. We fans await your next game, burn the ground and show your flame. Win, loss, cut, chase, drop the catch, but we fans support you, make 'em what.
Round of applause for Neha. Woo!
Thank you.
That's so good.
Yeah, we fans will always support the CSK team, make 'em what, because we know that they are giving their 100% on the field, which is more important.
That is a true fan speaking right now. You're not in denial. You're very, very, you know, you're acknowledging your weaknesses and how you need to improve. And like I said, you should be on that coaching team now. Get applying next year. They could really do with some brains like that. Cricket brains.
I sense sarcasm in that.
No, not at all. You actually know what you're talking about. And perhaps, you know, that sort of insight would help them right now because I'm sure emotions are high. You know, every team wants to start off the season well. It's not happening for you right now, but I have hope that, you know, it could pan out well. So, Anmol, we're going to talk about Kings 11 Punjab now. So obviously, both your openers, KL Rahul and Mayank Agarwal, they are leading the run scorer charts. But the middle order, is that an area for concern? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's a very area of concern for us because Karun is also not performing. Sarfaraz is not getting much chances. Maxwell too is not performing, but Puran performed in the last game with 44 runs, but that's not filling the position for it. And,
well, speaking of Puran, we can't not mention the bloody fielding. Oh my God. His fielding was incredible. Did you see him leap over like Superman? What the hell?
Yeah, Nicholas Puran. John T. Rhodes was also very happy and gives him the standing ovation of that.
Everyone, oh my God, on Twitter, that's all I saw. Like even people that don't watch cricket, they were just like, oh my God, what fielding was that? Fearlessly jumping over the boundary rope. It was insane. But anyways, I guess what I want to ask you next is, do you think it's time to bring in Chris Gale and place Glenn Maxwell or Jimmy Neesham?
Yeah, I thought that he is coming today, in today's game, to destroy CSK bowling's attack.
Okay. Yeah. And would you play Mujib, 19-year-old Mujib?
No, I don't think so. Mujib is
Why
going to
not?
play. No, I don't think so. Mujib is going to playing two or three games, next 2 or 3 games, because we need death bowlers like Jordan, Cottrell, Shami, or we can play one Indian pacer to like Ishan Porel and Darshan Alkande too. We should drop 1 or 2 batsmen. I think so.
Okay, so
Karun,
for the next week, who would you drop?
I will drop Karun Iyer and Maxwell for 2 matches.
Okay. And what do you think are your areas of strength at the moment so far from what we've seen?
Areas of strength: KL Rahul, Mayank Agarwal, with scoring charts, leading the
Absolutely.
chart obviously, and Mohammad Shami leading wicket taker, Cottrell too. These are the strengthening points, and the fielding is a separate thing.
Yeah. So would you say you're confident right now? How are you feeling as a Kings 11 fan?
Yeah, I am confident from 2008 about that. But
Wow.
unfortunately, we have only 2 great years, 2008 and 2014. But not at all a problem. We will bounce it back.
What do you think is different this year that will really take you further than you have done in the past then?
I only have 2 players that are one coach, Anil Kumble. I believe in him more than me, because he is a great man. He has handled the Indian team very correctly, but some disputes happen. That's why. And KL Rahul.
KL Rahul. It's his first year of captaincy, right? It's a big deal, big chapter for him.
Yeah, he's sometimes learning from Anil Kumble, because we are having the Karnataka flavor in this time, and they sort of a bit of understanding with Mayank Agarwal and KL Rahul. That's why.
Okay. So you're confident that it's a fresh start for Kings 11 Punjab, and this could be a better year.
Yeah. Like Mumbai loses first 5 match and wins the season, we can also do it.
How do you think? What do you think about that, Sid?
Okay, so basically to do that, you need a brain like Rohit Sharma.
We have KL Rahul. Not at all a problem.
He is very good. He is very good, but I believe that to do that you have to be there in that position. Okay, so Mumbai Indians
will come back. We will bounce back, bro. Harder. We will bounce back harder.
I mean, if anyone can take you forward, it's Anil Kumble. Come on, surely.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm saying if anyone can take you forward this year, surely Anil Kumble is the man for the job. To have someone like that on board is a total game changer, surely, for the identity of the team.
We are having the captain, which is KL Rahul is doing captaining first time, I thought.
Yeah.
And he needs to learn more things. And Anil Kumble is teaching him, because he knows how to handle Dhoni, Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli. He knows how to handle all of them, all the great brains of cricket at that time, and he is helping KL Rahul in that time.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that KL Rahul will be India's next captain too.
Ooh. I don't think anyone would disagree with that. Does anyone disagree with that?
Yeah, me.
I think Shreyas Iyer
Because
Shreyas Iyer will be India's next captain, because by the time Kohli retires, Rahul will already be 32. And Shreyas Iyer around
age doesn't matter, bro. Age doesn't matter.
I know, but Shreyas Iyer is 3 years younger than him, and he'd have captaincy experience, and he'd be a longer term prospect. He can take the team over for 6-7 years, instill a full project in place, and then get the team to follow that.
Practically speaking, if Kohli is not the captain, don't you think Rohit Sharma would be the captain of India?
Because but we're talking about next captain, bro. We're talking about next captain. Rohit Sharma will go around the same time as Rohit.
Yeah, the next captain. I think so. After Kohli, it has to be Rohit Sharma. If by chance Kohli is not okay to captain Team India, just like Dhoni he did after a few years, it has to be Rohit Sharma.
But Rohit Sharma and Kohli are the same age. By the time Kohli steps down, Rohit will also be almost ready to retire.
You never know.
So, Sid, nobody's denying Rohit Sharma's skills. It's just that he's a great captain. But Virat and Rohit fall in the same category, right? They both will kind of fall. Exactly. They will fall out of the team probably together. So we are talking about the next captain after Rohit Sharma is what we are. And I agree with Ahan. It has to be Shreyas Iyer for sure.
It has to be Shreyas Iyer. Just because
time will decide. Not a problem. Time and selectors will decide.
Can
How about
I have a question for Anmol though,
Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah, yeah.
he spoke about getting in Gale into the lineup, and I understand Gale is a brilliant player and everything, but your strongest point of your team has been an opening partnership. They've carried you, and so why would you want to break up that chemistry and that the understanding those two have to fit Gale in when you have options down the order?
Bro, I will tell you one thing. Chris Gale, KL Rahul, they both, if they both play, they will destroy bowling attack. After that, Mayank Agarwal comes. It will, if we are having a problem of number three, he will solve that. Because Karuna is not performing. After that, Nicholas Puran, we are down the order. We are having too much great batting attack. So,
silence? That's a good argument, Anmol, because
No,
no
I
one can
mean,
say anything else.
yeah,
The batting
yeah.
depth of Punjab, but the batting depth of Punjab is the main problem actually. If you see Maxwell is not performing. So if Mayank Agarwal plays one down, it would be a very big boost. You know, Gale and KL Rahul opening, Mayank Agarwal one down and Puran two down. The lineup looks so fab, just so fab. And you know you can have Nisham after that if he's playing
But
because
I think Mayank's best position is as an opener, and also I think instead I think Nisham isn't going to play much now. I think they're going to bring in either Chris Jordan or Mujib today for Nisham, because they need the bowling. Their bowling was horrendous in that last 6 overs against Mumbai. They
I
got
think
up to like
Jordan is. I think
104
Jordan
runs.
is getting
goes
today's
this,
his birthday gift. Coming back in the team.
if this goes this way, Chris Gale won't be playing this season. Do you mean that way? Like indirectly you are saying that only that Chris Gale might not play this season because their opening is already too good. That's not the case. They are going to cash in Chris Gale anytime because
Because
yes,
he,
he is.
KL also said that he and Kumble knows when to bring Gale.
it's the right answer for the media. That's the answer
But
they want to hear.
because because KL Rahul won't play one down. It has to be Krish Gale and KL Rahul, following by Mayank Agarwal, then Puran, and then Nisham or anyone in that matter, Maxwell or anyone. But yes, Krish Gale should be brought back. That is what I think. My call.
I mean, it is a hectic schedule. We don't really know how rotations will play a part and what decisions are going to be made in the coming days. I guess we'll have to see what happens with Chris Gale. I personally love watching him play. So for me personally, I just can't wait to see him on the pitch.
You will see
Sanchit,
it today.
yeah, hopefully I'll see it today. I want to see Mujib as well. I remember when Mujib started playing the IPL 2 years ago, I was like, this kid, I think he must have been the youngest player in the whole of the IPL, right? I'm excited to see some of him as well. Sanchit, I'm going to come to you now. I'm going to talk about Rajasthan Royals. Now, you had a promising start, but you've lost a couple of games recently. How do you feel about that?
Well, it's been a mixed week, and as they say, cricket is a great leveler. We started off the week with that win against Punjab and that heroics from Tewatia. But since then, it's just been a bit. I don't know. I don't want to be too critical about the team, but I think we kind of panicked against Kolkata in that chase. Especially from the top three, Sanju, Butler, and Smith. They were not there in that frame of mind, but yeah, I think KKR really bowled well. I don't want to be too critical of that match, but the thing that worried me was the game against Bangalore. I think we won the toss, we batted first, and once again we saw the top players not stepping up. And that number 4 position of Uttapa, I said in the last podcast, even after the win against Chennai, I think the middle order worried me. So that number 4 position, I think, is still a worry. I think Uttapa, he's a great batsman, he's an experienced player, but I don't think he's the right fit for the team right now. And the only positive I think I would take from the game was Lomro's arrival in the team. So with the recent news that Ben Stokes is coming back in the squad, I think that it's unfortunate that Tom Curran will miss out after that performance against Kolkata. So I think we are going on a right track of solidifying that middle order position. As I said, it's still early days that we need not panic much, but I think it's about time that Smith and Butler's experiment of opening the inning should be called off. And I think Smith is perfect to be batting at number 3. And talking about Samson, I think he started off well, but I think someone in the podcast last week said that could he carry on the momentum in the for the later stages. So this is a right chance for him to prove it. I think that his best position to bat is at the top of the order. So I think that with a player like Samson, I think he would do well again with the new ball. So I think with Butler and Samson opening and Smith at number 3, that's actually a good potential top 3, especially in a very competitive IPL season like we are having right now. So as I said, it's still early days to panic. We got 3 big games coming up against the Mumbai Indians and Delhi Capitals at Sharjah, and then we got Sunrisers on Sunday. So 3 important games and 3 very difficult teams to beat. So
and 3
that,
star players, your top 3. I think I'd say, like, so far, am I fair in saying that you've kind of been overly reliant on those top 3, but you're confident that that reliance will be worth it because they can pull through?
Exactly. I think, we have been very reliant on the top 3, but let me take you back to the 2018 season. We were only dependent on Butler in that season, yet we managed to, I think, win 6 out of 6 games to qualify. And even I would like to mention about Bangalore's campaign in 2016. I think they qualified to the finals solely banking on Kohli's performance. So I don't really believe that you need to have a full entire squad clicking together to win. I mean, not every team has a luxury that Mumbai Indians possess. I think they are really great as a team. But if our strength are our top 4 players, then I think they are the ones who are going to win us games. I know that the bowling is a bit of worry, but I think that if the top 4 players actually start clicking together, and I'm not saying that Smith will perform one day, then Butler. I want all the top 4 players to step up, especially with Ben Stokes coming back. I think the best contribution he could do is with the ball and in the field. I think the game against Bangalore yesterday, we did not field well. So I think with the addition of Ben Stokes, that would just change the momentum of the team, hopefully.
Yeah, and we all saw he put up that Instagram post, saying bye to his dad, and he's heading, and then he put up a selfie on the plane with his mask. Like, he's probably gonna land and make an immediate impact. I'm not sure how long he'll have to be in quarantine or anything, but I'm sure you guys are really excited to have him back. You mentioned Robin Uthappa, but also another player I want to mention. Are you concerned about Riyan Parag and his form underperforming?
Yes, I think Riyan is a very talented kid, but it's just not going for him in this season. And I think it's very unfair to put the blame entirely on him. I think he's been under pressure ever since that game against Punjab. I think he came on to bat at a very tricky situation, and the way he got out didn't help his confidence at all. So I think it's almost fair that he gets to sit out a couple of games and maybe bring in an extra ball. I don't see the reason why we dropped Rajput after that KKR game. I think he bowled pretty okay, and to get that wicket of Russell, I think he did not deserve to be dropped. I think if they wanted to play an extra batsman, I think then maybe Unadkat could have missed out. But I really don't see the reason of weakening your bowling attack in order to strengthen your middle order. So if I want to make any changes for the Mumbai Indians game, I would actually drop Riyan Parag and play in an extra bowler, because Mumbai's batting is just tremendous. So I would really like to have 6 bowlers and then back on the top 4 to win us the game. So let's hope for the best against them.
Okay, lots of praise for Mumbai Indians. Sid, you must be smiling about that. It's nice to hear that. Dipti, I'm coming. Yeah, sorry, go on.
Just to say, I'm so happy because Mumbai Indians have scored 208 runs.
Wow.
The innings have just ended, and I'm so happy. Yes, that's a total that we can defend today. So just out of excitement, I'm sorry to disturb,
No, these match reports are great. It's giving us some live content here. It's good.
Really excited now to see the chase by SRH.
Dipti, I'm coming to you next, and we're going to talk about Sunrisers Hyderabad. So you've had a tough start, but you've won the last 2. How are you feeling about, week 2 of the IPL for SRH?
Like I already said, it has been a perfect or almost near perfect week for us. Everything seemed in place. The opening pair were back in form. I mean, they didn't score huge sixes, but then they took some quick singles in between, and that is also key. And the most important thing is they didn't lose their wicket in early, and our only concern was in the previous week, it was about our middle order. We were backing, I mean, the management was backing the youngsters, and they showed their worth and why they were, picked in and put in that position. And I want to say this thing: Hardik Pandya was not just born out of nowhere. The Mumbai Indians believed in him, and that is how he showed his worth. So I think these players have the capability of being in, someone like a Hardik Pandya or Priyam Garg reminds me of Kane Williamson. He can be the Indian version of Kane Williamson, and it felt so good to see the fresh talent, Indian talent, perform so well. I mean, all our youngsters are doing well, and Natarajan is playing so well that Siddharth Kaul and Sandeep Sharma were kept out, and even Basil Thampi, he is kept out. Natarajan is proving his worth. So it has been overall a very perfect thing. But I'm a very diehard Bhuvneshwar Kumar fan, and that guy, last 1.5 years for him was very tough, and to see him suffer again was not a good sight. And to be honest, after that he walked off the field, I couldn't even see what was happening. It took me a while to realize that we won against one of the most consistent teams, CSK. Yeah, that is what. Yeah, I hope it's fine.
And like you mentioned, it was really great to see this week, your exciting young talent really come through and make a name for themselves, like Abhishek Sharma and Priyam Garg. And like, even, I guess it was Kevin Peterson, he tweeted, "This is what the IPL is all about." And I think everyone can appreciate that when it comes to young talent coming through. And it's really nice to see. One question I have for you, you kind of touched upon this. So Johnny Bairstow and David Warner, they've not really fully got going, like last season. Are you confident that they can just find that form then?
Okay, I think the reason they didn't get, they didn't explore themselves and were not, out there completely, because they themselves were a little hesitant about the middle order. Since the previous match was well, and this is Sharjah, and I think this time they'll start. This time they'll perform like the previous season, and I'm really hopeful for this season. Yeah, this match in particular. Do not mind. Yeah, we can do it.
Not to be missed, this match. You're expecting big things. So Vijay Shankar, would you bring him back in?
Actually, in my news, is still he was removed not because he is not in form. He is injured. I don't think he's fit yet. And even Khalil Ahmed, people might be thinking that he's dropped today. He is also injured. That is the news from the management. Yeah.
Well, thank you for confirming that. You should work for the media, because that's nice and accurate, more than me. Abhijit, I'm coming to you next. We're going to talk about Kolkata Knight Riders. Now, Shubman Gill is playing really, really well. Morgan, he's finding his form. Are you worried about that? Are you confident Owen Morgan can, find his form?
Yesterday he found his form, right? He smacked Rabada for 3 sixes and all. So, I don't see any worry for Morgan right now. There are many other worries for KKR right now. Which position goes to which batsman. It's really confusing. Like as a KKR fan, it's a very confusing time for me, because we are winning very comfortably, and when we are losing, it looks like we have a lot of problems in our batting order or bowling. So whenever we are winning, we look like a perfect team. We are winning comfortably. But if we are losing, then there are many worries, like why DK is coming at this number. They are still thinking. I'm still not able to forget the Sunil Narine, the opener. I think KKR management is still in that honeymoon period. Like, he will come, he will smack all the spinners. Every team is. It's a fact now. Every team is bowling the best fast bowler against him. They're bowling good bouncer, and he's getting out. So KKR is already playing one batsman shot, and Narine is also not contributing at the top. And look very confusing for me right now, because still last year Jack Scalise and Simon Curtis, they were the coaches. So this year the management also changed. Brendan McCullum is the new coach. I have no idea actually how they are approaching the game. Whenever they are chasing, they are looking completely out of shape.
So you're confident Owen Morgan can just continue, so he's fine. But then you mentioned Sunil Narayan. Now, he's not playing well, opening the innings. Would you replace him with Tom Banton?
Actually, I have a very different opinion about this because if Tom Benton opens, then we have to replace Rahul Tripathi with Kuldeep because when we won last time in 2014, we have all sort of spinners, right arm off spin, leg spin, left arm leg spin, two Chinamen we had. Then Surya Kumar Yadav used to bowl. Then we had Mr. Spinner, all sort of spinner at that time. But right now it's only Varun Chakrabarti, Siddharth, Manivanam, and Sunil Narine and Kuldeep. Sunil Narine and Kuldeep both are out of shape as a spinner. So the only option that is left is Chris Green. We have seen in CPL, he was also the skipper. So I would look to go with Tripathi as the opener and Chris Green in place of Sunil Narine. He can also show his batting ability at the end. So
Okay.
I mean, obviously the kind of player Benton is, I'd look to play in the upcoming matches, but in that way, we'll also lose one spinner, right? So the kind of team combination we are having right now, it's very much confusing. So I don't know if Tom Benton is going to get a chance, but in my opinion, Chris Green should replace Narine and Tripathi should open.
And you did mention Dinesh Karthik. Now, big question. Do you think he should drop himself as captain? Because that's sort of, the general narrative in this week 2 of the IPL.
See, I mean, I'm a KKR fan, so Gautam Gambhir is my blood. Gautam Gambhir dropped himself as the skipper for Delhi Capitals. So, I mean, even if he drops, there is too much change in the batting order, and also he's playing too many bowling options. So bowling part is fine because when he has so many bowling options, he's rotating it well. But when it comes to batting, he should look to sit with the coaches and decide the role of Sunil Narine and give himself time for 1 or 2 matches. Then see how the things are going on, and he should take a call like whether he should drop himself as a captain. But at the moment, Dinesh Karthik is still my captain.
You're standing by your captain. The loyalty is there, the trust is there.
Yes.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
So basically, do you think that if Ian Morgan would have played a position up of Dinesh Karthik, they would have chased the target by any chance? Do you think that...
Because Dinesh Karthik, he scored some 6 runs of 8 balls, but Ian Morgan... I will say like Eoin Morgan is more of an innings builder and Dinesh Karthik is more of a finisher. So definitely Eoin Morgan should bat higher up the order, and if he would have come up the yesterday was, by the time Morgan came, it was all over. He just sorry, are you able to hear right?
If you see it wasn't over, it could have been turned into a victory. What I believe is if Ian Morgan would have played a position up of Dinesh Karthik, they would have turned this into a victory. Just because then there would be somewhat less pressure.
That's what I'm also telling. I agree with you because Ian Morgan is more of a innings builder and he has the finishing abilities also. But DK for me is a complete finisher. I don't remember when was the last time he played up the order, but yes, I agree with you. Morgan should play up the order ahead of DK.
Also in Morgan, I can see a captain of KKR. So do you think the same? Because he is the World Cup winning captain. He is, an informed player, quite cool and calm. So do you think that KKR would captain him the next innings or midway also this season?
Okay, see, KKR, they have very different culture in the team. They stuck with Kamlesh Nagarkoti and Shivam Mavi when they were injured. They value their players very well, and they have the captains are always having their back from the team management. So I really don't see KKR management will change the captain anytime soon.
Okay.
Abhijit, do you think it's more of KKR management having an Indian captain?
Because qualified for the playoffs and we finished third. Last year also, till last match, we had chance of getting into the playoffs. So DK has performed well. It's only about our batting. Actually, we are already playing one batsman short. And honestly, except for Tripathi, there are only Siddesh Lad and Nikhil Naik. So there are no other good options also. So Dinesh Karthik should really look to decide the roles of batsman. Like he should be the finisher and Morgan should be the builder. So as of now, what I feel the batsmen are sorted, then only I can have a view about the captainship.
So you think you need to like formulate the batting order and then you'll reflect on the captaincy aspect of things later on in the season?
Yes, I mean, if they are thinking Pat Cummins as a number 7 batsman, then they should stick to it and they should draft Rahul Tripathi to the top, because playing Rahul Tripathi at 8 is, I mean, no point. I mean, when Virat Kohli was when Virat Kohli was playing Ashwin ahead of Riddhiman Shah, he was clear like Riddhiman Shah will in the test. Riddhiman Shah will bat below Ashwin, and similarly he should be clear with the team like Pat Cummins. If he is thinking Pat Cummins as a batsman, he should be clear with the team and give him enough chances.
Another question: what do you think if Nitish Rana and Shubman Gill opens the innings? Because then there's a room of Ian Morgan playing 1 down, then Russell 2 down. Just to my take.
See,
Nitish Rana opening the innings. It would be good.
At least as of now, Shubman Gill is playing well as an opener. So even if we are losing 1 wicket, that is Sunil Narine, and Nitish Rana is getting good starts. So if both of them are opening, then one good spell from any bowler like Rabada or Bumrah, if things can go well, there is no backup. Because in that way, only Morgan will be left to build the innings, and then Russell, he is the floater. Then DK, with only 3 batsmen as backup, I don't think it will be a good idea. It will be good idea to bring Rahul.
Sounds good.
Any further questions for Abhijit right now? Because we're having a press conference for KKR, right?
I just wanted to say that cricket doesn't work on ifs. They always saying if Morgan had come one position up the order, he would have won them the game. If Morgan had come one position up the order, Delhi might have brought on Rabada and Nokia to bowl earlier and taken his wicket. And
I can see the happiness in your face right now. It is just because your team is winning. Okay, I want to see.
We are just couple of sixes away. Okay, hi Ahan, we are just couple of sixes away. I mean, at the moment, Shreyas Iyer is definitely doing a good captaincy. He reminds me of Gambhir actually. I mean, the way he's bringing. He brought Rabada. The moment Russell came, went to Rabada and he got the wicket. So those kind of killer instincts are, KKR is lacking at the moment.
Fair enough.
So lots more in store for KKR this week.
So I have questions for everyone. How many
Go
of you
for
think Morgan should be the captain?
I think so. With those leadership qualities, and like you said, World Cup winner.
World Cup winner. He's a World Cup winner. Yeah, the pressure
In that process, it will be little bit unfair for Dinesh Karthik to drop the captaincy.
No,
Could just relieve him of.
You have to play for the team.
I have heard Dinesh Karthik speak in the press conferences. I don't think he's the kind of guy who gets offended. He's a very calm and nice person, and I think he understands it himself. If a World Cup winning captain would be better. That is what even I feel.
Okay, and one more
Also,
question.
cricket is a team sport, right? I think every player will keep the team's interest ahead of their own.
Exactly.
But don't you think? It's up to the. Morgan can contribute about the batting order. Do you guys feel Morgan is DK is captaining well while rotating the bowlers? Because I feel so. As of now, Andre Russell is our death bowler.
It's about who can take better calls. As you mentioned that when Russell came to bat, Shreyas brought in Rabada and then he got this wicket. So that is a smartness. What I think is a World Cup winning captain would have. But I totally love Dinesh Karthik also, just because of that 29 knock that he played against, and we won. But then what I'm telling is, Ian Morgan as captain looks so fab.
Yeah,
actually,
he's got the experience and he's got the cup. So I think it would make more sense for Morgan to become the captain.
So the values of KKR, like they have stuck to Nagarkoti and Mavi, and when Gambhir scored 0, 0, 0 and 1, they still stuck with Gambhir. So I mean, those value and those instincts as a KKR fan in me
Because
are
Gambhir is
still.
also a World Cup winning hero.
But I mean, looking at the history of KKR, I am still not able to judge whether Morgan should be the captain or not. I still feel DK should give him 1, 2 more games and should really be clear with the team management, like what he thinks, and be clear and take the team forward.
It's
So
not
Abhijit's
chance,
open to
it's-
giving a bit more. How much longer though? Would you say? How many more games? How many defeats would be your limit to admitting?
2 more defeats. 2 more defeats.
No. That shouldn't be
Back
the
to
case.
back or total.
No,
Yeah,
no,
2
that-
consecutive.
Okay, let's not defeats. 2 more matches.
Neha, what were you saying? Sorry, who was speaking? Neha, right?
I think Amanda was speaking.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I
Amanda,
was
what were you
saying-
saying?
Yeah, I was saying it's not about chance. It's about it's not. You can't say, oh, if he loses 2 more matches, then he should be dropped. I mean, if you have the opportunity of putting a World Cup winning captain, then why not go for it? Why do you have to keep giving chances to people who've already lost matches? And when there's a better captain,
Though,
potential
Amanda, the way RCB gave chances to Virat Kohli after consistently losing, right?
I'm sorry, but Virat Kohli is the Indian
That's the
captain.
India captain. You can't drop the
That's the
India
Indian
captain as
captain.
captain.
Why not? If he's not performing for an IPL team, if he's
The
not
man
giving
has
the
scored
same
1,000 runs in a season,
He's the
920
highest run
runs in
scorer
season.
of the IPL.
See,
I will not
I
argue.
think
will not
with the same kind of discussion, you can't have different rules for different players. You're talking about a captaincy in a particular match. You're saying he should be dropped because he's
Sorry,
not getting
no.
results.
One second. There is something called building up
Same for
credit.
everyone.
You build up credit as a player playing in a team, and if you're the Indian captain, you have a certain amount of built up credit that allows you. And if he's been performing with the bat for 10 seasons, and you cannot have the Indian captain playing in a team as not captain. That will just undermine his captaincy at the Indian team level, and he's done really well at India.
This is IPL. We should look at it differently from the Indian cricket team. As much as I want Ian Morgan
Can you imagine?
As much as I want Ian Morgan to kind of come and take over the captaincy, but the reasons that we are kind of, I think, giving here are quite frivolous.
Can you imagine Virat Kohli being captain of India and playing under AB de Villiers in
Why not?
in RCB?
Why not?
But you're
Why
talking about results, right, Neha? As in IPL results. You're saying like that's
I
what
know.
matters, right?
Exactly.
No. Neha, you brought up Virat not performing with the bat, which is absolute nonsense. He's the
I am
highest
not talking about Virat not performing with the bat. I'm talking about Virat not winning the cup for us.
You mean him not leading the way and getting a title for RCB?
I have absolutely no doubt about his batting. I mean, he's the best batsman we have. There's no doubt about it. I can't even deny that. We have bats out there. It's just about the captaincy and the results that I'm talking about.
Okay. Just my last word. My last word on Dinesh Karthik and Morgan. If Karthik drops himself from the captaincy, that is the only way I can see Morgan becoming the captain, because KKR management and Shahrukh Khan, I don't think they will force anyone to drop himself. I mean, they will take such a harsh call upon DK anytime soon. So it will be very unlikely.
If he drops himself from captaincy, would you like him to drop himself from the team as well, or drop himself from captaincy and play in the team?
Then Nikhil Naik is our wicketkeeper. No, it has to be DK.
Okay, fine. So
there is no other wicketkeeper also. There is no wicket-keeping option in the overseas also.
Hello, just to support.
Sorry, Sid. Yeah.
I have a point to say just to support Neha. And the thing is, Sachin Tendulkar was the best cricketer. And he is still the best cricketer, but he was not the best captain. If you know, during his captaincy, India was losing too many of matches. Then he himself told that I cannot be the captain and play for the team both. I would love to drop my captaincy. So what matters is for the team. So if what I feel is Virat Kohli can play under AB de Villiers because they are two best friends, okay? They have been into the same team for quite a while now. So I believe that yes, AB de Villiers, yes, that Virat Kohli should give the captaincy to AB de Villiers or even Aaron Finch in that matter.
Aaron
You just answered your own question because you said Sachin Tendulkar played for India. He was captain. The team didn't get the results, so he gave up the captaincy. Virat Kohli in India as captain has won a Test series in Australia. He's won Test matches in South Africa and in England.
Okay,
and he's taken up the semi-final.
We are restricting this to IPL.
Yes. My point is
my point is too. Where do you judge a captain? Virat Kohli has been brilliant for India. I mean, he has been to.
Dude. One second.
Although he has not won the World Cup or Champions Trophy, he has been to.
Okay.
Knockouts and all.
When Virat Kohli is playing for India, he has quality bowlers with him. He has Jasprit Bumrah with him. He has Rohit Sharma to open with him. He has
is Virat Kohli's captaincy, does the bowler's performance depend on Virat Kohli's captaincy?
Thank you. You're answering your own questions because if
what are you trying to say?
The fact that Virat Kohli doesn't have good bowlers in RCB is not his fault. It's the fault of the team management for picking that team.
Buddy, you said
and this season is performing well.
I strongly feel RCB lost all those seasons because of not available, less availability of the resources rather than the captaincy of Virat.
Thank you.
Because they did not have a good bowler to accompany Chahal in the middle overs. I mean, the way Chinnaswamy pitch behaved, they should have won bowler. And also they have Siraj and all. Their death bowling looked thin. So it's not about Virat Kohli.
Okay, let's take a vote. So, hands up if you think RCB have never got their IPL title due to imbalance in the team and not leadership skills by Virat Kohli. Put up your hand if you believe that and you think Virat Kohli has done the best he can leadership-wise. Hands up. How many hands have we got? Yeah, 1, 2, a majority. Okay, interesting.
Thank you, Neha.
And Neha as well.
No, I'm just being practical. I am not saying that Virat should drop his captaincy, but the reasons
But you're just making that comparison.
Are quite different. Okay. Exactly, yeah. I'm not saying that Virat should drop it, but we should have kind of similar ground rules for the players is what I'm trying to bring out.
Exactly.
I completely believe RCBs because of the imbalance. Let's be practical about it, yeah.
Interesting.
I have one last question.
Go, Amanda.
I'll give you 2
One
seconds.
sec.
Hold on, wait, Amanda. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to bring up something that happened in the last podcast with Siddharth. Do you still think Partha Patel should be in the team? We've got a great momentum.
Okay, so I tell this same statement again, okay? RCB never had a problem with their batting. They all... Okay, one second. Let me complete, okay? RCB never had any problem with their batting. The only problem was their own bowling, okay? So why to bring in someone new? And the only question is, how would Devdutt perform when his team has to chase 200, not 150? Because
but he's scoring runs, bro. He scored 350. How can you drop him?
Bro. And when I never spoke of dropping him. What I told is,
how does Partha play?
I have one question for Siddharth. Jasprit Bumrah took wickets of Virat Kohli. I mean, if Rohit Sharma would have thought or whoever was the captain at the time, that how can an unorthodox bowler like him, who barely swings the outsider or outswinger or whatever, who will going to play against Virat Kohli, should we have seen the Jasprit Bumrah if he would not have been given a chance back then no chance. By your logic, Riyan Parag should never play the IPL.
I'll just repeat the same thing again. I want to see a match where RCB has to chase 200 plus. And I want to see what Devdutt does.
I will repeat the same thing 100 times over. IPL is about giving youngsters opportunities. Virat Kohli started off as an underdog. He's literally the best batsman in the world. It's about giving people opportunity. You cannot argue with me about that.
And also, you cannot say that I'm waiting till when they give 200 runs away. The guy's performing right now. How can you take someone in the team based on how he's going to perform when they score 200?
That's a different situation where a team has to chase that many runs. What an opener does at that time. That only I'm telling you.
We've got a winning streak. We have a good momentum.
I want to see what he does. I have my eyes on Devdutt. As of now, my eyes are on him. I want to see what he does when they have to chase that many of runs.
What's the bet he's going to win emerging
You're
player?
probably the only person who's not confident about Devdutt. The whole of India is looking up to him.
No, it's not about being confident. The thing is, y'all guys have taken me for wrong. My only thing is, I started with this statement that RCB never had any problems with their batting lineup. The only issue was their bowling. So why do they have to change their batting? Okay, I told this when I think so when Devdas scored two or three runs. Okay, then you told that Devdas scored a half century. Then my point was I want to see what he does when they have to chase 200 plus.
It's not easy to chase down 200. It's not an easy task. It's not like Parthiv Patel would have won them the game if he came in.
See, whenever someone is in news, there should be some reason, right? Before the auction, Devdutt was in news. And there should be some reason, and he's showing the talent now. So if you are comparing Parthiv versus Devdutt, even I would go for, no offense to Parthiv, I would go Devdutt because I seriously don't remember when was the last time Parthiv Patel won a match for their team. Because you are a MI fan and he was with MI for so long, maybe you have soft corner for Parthiv and all, but I strongly feel, people like Kane Williamson are sitting out. It is all about the team combination, who is going in and, I don't
Also,
know.
one more thing. Yeah, Devdutt Padigal is not an IPL find. He does well for his state also. So we have to look at that record also. He's a great player already. So it's not like he's a newbie.
I have a point to make here. If Devdutt is performing the same way, it's a good news for Team India because I see him and Gill opening for India after a few years. So, but I just want to see him chasing those many runs, and that's it. That is my point. I want to see him doing that, and nothing else.
And if he fails in one match, you're going to say, let's bring in Parthiv Patel.
No, not one match. It's not a matter of one match.
It's not going to be a very, very easy task for even Virat Kohli to chase down a target like 200. He's the best batsman in the world, but you can't, rely on him alone, right? You need the team. It's a team game.
So
you can't.
Yes, we'll see for
He's just scoring 50s after 50s after 50s. He can't chase a target of 200 on his own.
Guys, I need to interrupt. I am loving the debate.
I have one last point to make.
Time up.
One last
point. Go for it.
Okay, so should Delhi play Ajinkya Rahane so that what if there is a collapse and take the baggage of his slower strike rate?
Don't ask Sid that question. He wants Rahane to play instead of Shaw. He wants Rahane to play instead of Shaw.
By that logic, Rahane should play so that Delhi can avoid one collapse if it comes anytime.
Food for thought. We'll have to come back to that in the next episode. Guys, I've actually loved this debate. It's so good. It got fiery, it got intense, and it'll be more interesting to just reflect on the next week in next week's episode. That's about it. We've done the IPL Week 2 review from all of us at the Bharat Army. Thank you so much for listening. What are your thoughts on what we've discussed? We always want to hear what our listeners and our followers think. So comment below, and remember, whatever platform you're listening from, subscribe, follow, share, like, all of that jazz. And thanks, guys, to the panel. This wouldn't have been such a good episode without you lot. So thanks for your views. Let's have a cheer and a round of applause for week 3 of the IPL.
Mumbai Indians.
Oh, I hear some chanting in there. Mumbai Indians. It's the week for you, maybe, Sid. We'll have to see how it pans out.
They're going to lose today.
Oh! Thank you so much for watching, guys, and we'll see you soon. Bye from all of us at the Bharat Army.
Yeah.